You can't escape a Posey straitjacket. That is to say, you can't escape a properly applied Posey straitjacket. There are two main styles of straitjackets used in the United States. The humane restraints straitjacket, which is much less secure and normally intended to be used in conjunction with sedation, and of course, the Posey straitjacket. Now, in the private world, there are also many fashion brands of straitjackets, many fetish-style straitjackets, and many magic styles of straitjackets. There has never been a recorded escape from a properly applied Posey straitjacket, and we should hope not, because of the dangerous people whom they are designed to contain. A Posey brand straitjacket is made from very thick, very heavy canvas, and has 6 steel friction-activated buckles. There is a wide neck opening at the top for safety. When the back of the straitjacket is open, there are 4 buckles on one side, and there are 4 straps on the other side. The intended occupant is sedated or given a muscle relaxant because it is very difficult to place a fully awake and aware person into a straitjacket against their will, due to the complexity of the ritual of restraints. First, start with the back of the straitjacket open. The arms will be placed into the sleeves and the straitjacket is pulled up into place. Start at the top and work your way to the bottom buckle. Each buckle is to secure the straitjacket very snug, but not with cruelty, down the back of the straitjacket, and with each buckle, freedom will slip away. The muscle relaxer also prevents cramping in the arms during prolonged periods in restraints. These buckles are friction operated to allow for a quick release in case of safety complications, but the buckles are completely inert to struggle, because the slack of the strap is laced through the buckle a second time, preventing any chance of escape. At the front of the Posey straitjacket, there is a loop for the arms to be passed through when crossed. A loop is placed on each side for the ends of the sleeves to be laced through as well. These loops serve many functions. Not only do they prevent the arms from being lifted, but they also make a convenient control handle. Once the arms are laced into the loops properly, the buckle at the end of the sleeve is laced onto the strap at the end of the other sleeve. The sleeves are snugged up and the strap is then laced back into the rear of the buckle in order to lock the strap off in the back of the Posey straitjacket. The sleeve strap should not be applied so tight as to cause difficulty breathing. Finally, there is a strap that fits between the legs from the front to the back, and of course another weighting buckle attached to the bottom rear of the straitjacket. The crotch strap should be applied securely but not with cruelty to the occupant's genitalia. The loops also have the byproduct of transferring the struggles of the arms and thrashing of the torso into the crotch strap, which with friction and pressure can create an erotic response. Of course, straitjackets naturally had wide use in the treatment of hysteria in women. In private usage, the crotch strap is often used by deviants to retain sexual objects and/or devices inside their partner's cavities. The science behind the Posey straitjacket is simple. The straitjacket distributes force over such a wide area of body, and when properly applied with no slack, a person inside of the straitjacket cannot gain bodily momentum in their struggles. This makes it all but impossible to rip the fabric, and also makes it difficult to inflict personal injury. It renders a person helpless to resist their treatments, and makes it all but impossible to loosen the friction buckles with struggle. Once a heavy canvas Posey straitjacket is applied properly, exit can only be accomplished with aid from an outside source. Also, obviously magicians also used fake straitjackets, but some do use real straitjackets. There is of course the magician's myth of shoulder dislocation. That is simple to explain away because magicians are in fact professional liars, and thus almost never use real straitjackets during acts. The shoulder dislocation may have been possible in the humane restraints straitjacket, which has no security loops, and also was possible in the days of old. However, after being humiliated by Harry Houdini, the mental health system used an escapologist to perfect their restraints. If you did manage to dislocate your shoulders in a Posey straitjacket, you would simply be in useless agony because the loops at the front and on each side would still foil the escape attempt. The tapered sleeves when a Posey straitjacket is properly sized to its occupant makes it impossible for an arm to be drawn out far enough from the sleeve to be able to reach out of the neck hole of the straitjacket. This makes it impossible to reach the rear buckles or reach out the bottom of the straitjacket to unstrap the crotch strap, so the straitjacket can then be pulled over the head. Because the straitjacket is made from very heavy canvas, it absorbs sweat very readily and will become heavier and heavier, and if the straitjacket is tightened when it is already soaked with sweat, it will shrink as it dries. So never tighten a wet straitjacket. The Posey straitjacket is very durable and when properly applied is functionally inescapable. In recent years, the wide usage of the Posey and Humane Restraints straitjackets have been very much banned and heavily restricted for obvious reasons, because it is a barbaric and dehumanizing device. However, it can still be prescribed in extreme cases for violent inmates and violent criminals in extremely special cases. Facility protocols should strongly advise staff members to do restraint and room checks in pairs for safety. Now, I know you are new here and most likely have not been properly trained just yet, and the facility is dreadfully understaffed. But now that the muscle relaxer is wearing off because I only gave you a little prick to make this easier after I took the syringe away from you, I would imagine at this point, now that you are learning firsthand how inescapable a properly applied Posey straitjacket is, I am sure you wish your predecessor had secured the Posey straitjacket properly the first time with the loops. I have been waiting quite a while for this mistake. Waiting for this chance. Such a pity for you that we wear the same size. We could be sisters, but that kind of makes this even more dirty. Or perhaps that makes this masochism, because you look just like me. You would have noticed that before if the other times you saw me, they hadn't had my face gagged in the muzzle you have on now. Your clothes will fit me as nicely as my straitjacket fits you. It's a touch too small on you, but I think I like it better that way. And it will get tighter as my sweat dries and the cotton shrinks. So it will get quite painful. But that pain is the least of your worries. I know it is difficult to breathe already. Such a pity our hair and eyes are the same color as well. As I said, we could be sisters. I wonder how long it will take before they realize you are telling the truth about not being me. Or if they will drive you mad first trying to cure me. Some really sick fuckers work here, you know? You will learn. But for now, I feel like playing night nurse. Struggle all you want, darling. I will enjoy it. And I know just how well these padded walls absorb bleeding. I don't think you will be wearing the muzzle much longer, but it will go back on in due time. But those leather ankle hobbles are useful to keep you from kicking me. They work quite fantastic. You won't be needing these shoes anymore. They are my size after all. I think we should get to know each other a little better. And it is 3 hours until the next shift change for day shift. So I have plenty of time to enjoy myself before I need to be going with your key card, badge, and those car keys. It is, after all, impossible for you to escape a properly applied Posey straitjacket. Take it from me. I have had plenty of practice.